Live and direct. It's Sway in the morning.
Right here on Shade 45.
Yeah, Sway in the morning, Shade 45. We just came to party featuring August Alsina. That's off Kid Ink's album, My Own Lane. Get that album, man. Support this dude.
It is.
He got one of the most staunch, unique followings there is. What I like about your following is you make great radio songs, but I don't think they don't follow you because of that.
Nah,
They're more interested in who you are.
Yeah, man. I think, it's definitely, of course, a visual there and a lifestyle that a lot of people are interested in, but it's also, for me, man, like they were just telling me that Shazam, was naming me 2014 artist to look out for, and I think for something like that where it's a program where they only listening to it for the music, and then they put their phone to the radio to see who it is, and they don't really know, and they just rocking with just good music, man. That's the stuff that really matters to me, though, man.
That's what's up, man. I know you feeling them have the beat. I could tell you smiling while you talking.
Yeah, our music doesn't make Shazam. We're on the under, man.
Yeah. That's evidence right here. Step Brothers are here.
No doubt.
Okay, Alchemist is here. And all of us are from the West Coast. Which is why I thought it'd be interesting to have. We have so many different layers of history.
This is true, right?
Right?
You owe me a check. You owe me a check. You know that.
I owe you a check. I always tell this story.
This is it.
It's gonna trip you out for this. Okay, so we all met through the Wake Up Show with my partner King Tech.
I'll take dinner instead.
Yeah.
Dinner is good. Dinner will be all right.
Yeah, dinner. Okay,
Dinner.
and then we met when you were with the Hooligans, right?
Yes,
when
we
Alchemist was with the Hooligans, and what's that album? The W. What was it called?
Make Way for the
Make
W.
Way for the W.
The album that never came out. How do you remember that?
I remember that, man. Because we was like, we used to,
Everything
Put him up. Who was quick on that? That was.
It had to be Wonder.
Whoever's on the computer.
Wonder.
Listen how dope. You got the vocal version? Listen, Alchemist sounds like Grand Poobah mixed with MC Light. Watch this. Watch this.
First I grabbed the number two,
and then I hit the loose leaf if you got beef with my crew. There were a couple dogs for protection in a section.
All right, start over.
It was hot in 93, man.
Come on, man.
It was a good team killing shit. That was crazy.
Start over. I want them to do the verse live.
That was the animated rapper era. Remember that, Heather? When all the rappers were wild animated?
Yeah.
You got to do this when you. All right, everybody do your hands
I'm
like.
a true Fushnik. I'm a true what?
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, you ready?
All right, yeah, Mudfoot.
I gotta feel this. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
It's
Shout out
the
to Matt
rebirth
Scott.
of
We're doing this.
Mudfoot.
Scott Con, kick that shit. Here we go. What you got first?
Go ahead.
First I grabbed the number two, and then I hit the loose leaf if you got beef with my crew. There were a couple dogs for protection in a section of the. I got missed. Okay, that's all right.
That was but let me say this. He was the illest. You hear those rhymes? It was like. He was crazy.
You guys are barbecuing me right now.
Okay.
I loved Alchemist rap.
That was who the Hooligans.
Yeah.
When what you guys were doing then, it's reminiscent to me.
Yeah.
See, this is the glory of my career. I got to see so much.
Can we get back to why you owe me money?
Okay, yeah, we'll come back to that. So that's why, because you guys you said it was that era.
Yeah.
And and that was a paradigm change then. That was what was new and fresh and had that energy the same way what Kid Ink is doing.
Flipping it, right?
Flipping
it always
it now.
comes back. It always comes back, goes in circles, but the energy at that time, I just remember it being so, the animated rapper, it was like, and I just really was trying to emulate the artists that I love. Like he said, Grand Poobah, MC Light. I was really trying to just, go up and down with the flow and then,
People
not
would be
stay.
like, who is that? Yo-Yo? No, Alchemist.
Right. Pre-facial hair, pre-facial hair.
You can't mess with my yo-yo. But then you had Dilated Peoples, who, in my opinion, was a part of, you have to work the angles, Dilated Peoples, Evidence, Rocker, they rose the bar for how people perceive lyricists from the West Coast, in my opinion, and lended a lot, even more credibility to what we were doing. Let's let that rock out a little bit, all right? I
work the angle, sharp and precise. Dilated people, so you better build twice. Act like you know, not now, but right now. Violated people, name is out of sight. I go through rivers, so I don't leave a sip. I travel both directions, believe one set of prints. It's just a little trick of the indigenous. Develop inner visions of what religion is. I ponder understanding and the underhanded. I plan to build my ship and man it to another planet under heavy surveillance. Many different agents, some are camouflage, others are very blatant. I study weapon systems and vocal fighting forms. I'm many moves ahead, the thoughts are highly formed. Like time times time is Times Square. Went there, saying rocker, you don't rhyme fair. But I never dummy lyrics and then kick it to my people.
You ready?
It's about communication, not a rapper's ego. Messages I sneak in, they seem to seep in. Mixed with alcohol and weed on the weekend. Shared among friends like various sins. One day it clicks, it's no longer dim. Time release capsules humble the headstrong. And thought to taking me head on a dead wrong.
All right. 1998 though, that's all right for. I mean, that passed the time test of some sort. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that was good.
Well, you about to go in on that, Kitty?
No, I was the punchline. I was recognizing the punchline.
Which one? Which one did you hear?
He
One
said
day
that was
it clicks,
the one
it's
day
no
it clicks,
longer
it's no
dim.
longer dim. That's the light clicking it. That was a dope one right there.
Damn, y'all made
It ain't
punchlines that
playing.
stood the test of time.
That's a rapper. The rapper
Catches it,
recognized
yeah,
rapper.
Rappers recognize rappers, right? And it was fun. Me and Rich Nice was at my house last night. Matter of fact, and we were just listening to some old Freestyle Fellowship,
Wow.
Seventh Seal, and we were listening to some
Mike
Pharoah
and
Munch.
A lot of that shit, you
yeah.
kind of had to be there for a lot of it. It's like I try to show people stuff. Yo, this was crazy in 2003, and then they're like, they kind of feel it. But if you weren't there and you didn't smell the air,
We were lucky though. I think
yeah.
What do you mean by
the
that?
people that we like, whatever the years were, we growing up on the West Coast, it was so many different sounds. You know, you had the Far Side, you had Alcoholics, you had Cypress Hill, you had everything Dre was doing, and we were like lucky to be raised during that time, and all of that inspired us, like just to want to just make our own sound, but be from the West.
And that's why I'm an advocate of history, not because I'm a part of history or from history, but just even when I was a kid, I always studied history. And what you're talking about, it could be the way you describe what was going on the West Coast then could be described the exact same way now.
Exactly.
If you listen to all the different sounds that's coming out with Kid Ink being here, TDE, Game, YG, all these guys.
Future, like this is
Future.
So many
you know,
levels of the West Coast now.
But then there's like rappers like Blue or like people like that. Are
There's
not
super
not
underground,
like,
right.
it's like, to me, it just really doesn't, like, everybody has a goal and everyone has a dream, and it's where they want to be and how they vision themselves. Some people want to be like this, some people want to be like that. Success speaks louder than all of it. So if you're successful on your own terms or successful on industry terms or whatever they are, success is a mother. So it's like, to me, a long line outside of a club, when you drive by on Sunset and somebody's performing, you're like, damn, who's playing there? Like, word, that's success. Or the radio is success. Or however you view it.
I always say
How do you view it now, Evidence?
I just want money to buy weed. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
Okay.
Nice.
Because I've done all right. I put money away. I got a crib. I did all the important ones. So now it's just like, keep the weed flowing.
Keep the weed flowing.
You know what I'm saying?
Lord Steppington. What's the meaning behind the name?
He's like the Lord Steppington. Would you say he's like the barista at like Starbucks? He's that dude. Like
You know, when you go to Starbucks, always like one barista that's the man, like he's flipping the cups, and like he's the dude at Starbucks, like the main guy. There's always one guy.
he got you.
You got,
the main guy.
I don't drink coffee, but
You know what?
But
You know, there's
what you
always
say
one
to that?
guy at the coffee place. That's like,
like-
hey, and he's like, he knows everybody. He's like the ill.
Yeah, barista. Sway don't go to Starbucks.
So
That's Lord the Lord.
Yeah, that's what the album was inspired by. All those people across America.
I'm not impacted by corporate America much.
Nah, that's a good rebellious line. I like
You
that.
like that?
Sway, that was tight.
You like that?
I don't know where you're going with it, but I mess with you.
I don't know.
man.
Thank you, man. I
Rebellion
thought I'd
tight.
throw it out there, see what kind of response I got back from the universe.
This ain't a fucking show. All right. Anyway.
How, Sway? How, Sway? You ain't got the answer, Sway.
Okay, thank you.
I love that. You really illed up on that one moment. Like you just it took it back. Like I could. It is a show. It's exactly what it is.
Right.
You just couldn't. It was ill.
See, Evidence known me for at least one score. And so he's seen me in many ways.
Yeah.
And so it probably reminded you of the 90s.
That's what I'm saying.
And
It was
the old Sway is back, But Evidence and I, as well as Alchemist, and go way back. And the story he's asking me to tell is when I came to MTV, the way it happened was MTV approached me a couple of times. I kept saying no because, dog, I wasn't down with corporations.
I feel you. Keeping it real.
Yeah, I was keeping it real, trying to, and then a bunch of bills start stacking up, and something else happened. Changed my mind real quick. And one of the things they wanted me to do is like, can we get you on film? And I was like, well, you want me to audition? They were like, yeah. I was like, nah, you know how cocky we were back then. Nah, man. They said, nah, we just want to see how you work in the environment. Where should we go? We went to Fat Beats LA. I said, well, meet me at Fat Beats. And I was thinking, damn, that's a way to get Fat Beats. The old Fat Beats. The original.
Right.
I was like, yo, I could give them, a shot on MTV, they got to recognize underground. And then when I arrived there, I didn't have a script or nothing. They were like, well, what are you going to say? I said, I'll just say what's on my mind, what just happened this past week.
And then I walked in.
Evidence walked in. And he started, he saw me there. I was like, yo, what up? He's like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, this is some MTV thing, man. Why don't you get in the shot? And
the whole pilot was about me, basically. You know what I'm saying? And that got him his job, yeah.
He got me the job.
So Evidence got you the job.
And in the background, you can see him thumbing through records, pretending like he was digging and smiling at the camera and the whole nine. And
kind of ill.
He was there the moment I shot the first thing that they took back and said, oh, we got to get this dude.
Is that on YouTube anywhere? I'd like to dig that up.
YouTube didn't exist.
Oh, yeah. Somebody upload that.
Well,
somebody got to upload that.
Yeah,
somebody got it.
It didn't exist.
It's historic, though.
You know what, dog?
Evidence is a part of history.
I owe you for that, bro.
Nah, I just want.
You heard that real money.
Sure?
Yeah, let me get $1 on
There
the
you
real.
go, $1,
Thank you.
man.
Paid in full. It's done. Is it done now?
That's like trading places. $1.
$1. $1.
Go to Starlets.
Hey, man, before you make a
Strip club
million,
tonight.
Let's go. Let's go.
go buy some weed. Buy a joint with that, man.
I got weed. Can I roll it?
All right, we got some callers right now. Kid Ink is hanging out with us as well. My Own Lane is his album. We got Edward in North Carolina. Good morning, Ed.
What's up, man?
What's up? What's your question?
Hey, it's for Kid Ink, man. It's much for all rappers. All right, you're a rapper, and you care about your art form.
Yeah.
And I think part of the art form is being able to freestyle on command.
Right.
Right. I feel like all rappers should be able to do it if they care about their art form. How you feel about that?
I think it's a little, it depends on how you think about it, because I used to feel like a certain way, and then, I feel like also, freestyling is really a different art form, in its own sometimes, you know what I'm saying? People could I know, like, honestly, I've seen Biggie freestyle his verses from his album every time. So, you know what I'm saying? That's one of the biggest hip-hop artists in the game. Mm-hmm. And I've seen Jay-Z freestyle, you know what I'm saying, the verse that was about to come out next week. Yeah, just to promo it every time. You know what I'm saying? And then it's the other ones, it is the Eminems and, the other artists. And, we got Evidence. It's other people out there who are really getting it in and spitting off the top of the dome sometimes. And, sometimes you think they are and they not. I think it's just, it's to each his own. And if you feel comfortable, I'm not going to front. Sometimes I feel comfortable and I'll freestyle for 30 minutes, and sometimes I will think about it too much and I'll freestyle for 2 seconds, man, and it just depends on where your mind is at.
What do you
isn't there a difference between freestyling and off the head too? Like back in the day was like a freestyle could just be anything,
right?
Maybe, and then it got off the head, became the freestyle.
Exactly. And I think too, man, like when I even go in the booth, I don't write nothing down either. It's just like, what I'm saying, sometimes I'll freestyle for a straight 8 bars and then go, all right, now I'm going to go back in and freestyle the rest, or go back in and write the rest here and there. It just all depends on the vibe, man.
Who Heather B, would you say is the reason why people nowadays take pride in going in the booth and not writing anything down? And what effect do you feel like it's had on the rap game?
Jay-Z's the reason why people don't, so-called they don't write. Because Jay-Z said, he didn't write anything down. I don't believe that, but I think he's the reason why. And the effect is, there's a bunch of whack records out. It's people just saying anything. It's a whole lot of people just going in saying anything, and people are mimicking that style.
Yeah, I think Jay-Z was definitely the first to put it on the map, but then he also, gave homage to Biggie being the first person he saw do it.
Right.
So he said when he saw Biggie do it, he was like, yo, if he's the best and I want to be like him, I got to at least do, the same. And I feel like, that's kind of inspired me too, and it's just for me, I can't write on my phone or on a paper. No, first of all, I can't write on my phone anymore because as soon as it dies, it's over, and I gotta wait for it to charge and get the verse out. Second, when I write on paper, I'm looking at it too much, and I'm like, what's the next word?
Yeah.
What could rhyme with this, or what could do this word? And then I think it's just about you going in and making sure at the end of the day that you're really producing it and going, yo, that was whack. Let me go back in on that one line or this part, really just focusing in at the end of the day.
I think when Jay said he doesn't write, I think a lot of people thought, wow, he just goes in the booth with no thought.
That's Alchemist right there.
Yeah, and what it is, I think, is like it's like if you could come up with 4 bars right now, like, all right, your beginning of your rhyme, you don't have to write that down. You can memorize it.
Yeah.
And I remember it was probably Just telling me that some of the records he did.
Just Blaze?
Yeah, Just Blaze telling me that. Some of them, it was like he'll have 4. All right, let me lay this. All right, and then he'll go write the other 4 in his head, sit, listen to it, let me lay that. So in essence, he's not using a pen and paper. He's writing it in his head. You know what I mean? It's not like he's just going there and whatever happens, he's saying that incredible shit.
Yeah.
So,
I've seen Kanye do that, and I was extremely impressed. I've seen him say things and
then
in
go
his head,
back.
and then go back and kick the verse.
Yep.
And I think what you're talking about, Kid Ink, is I remember Clark Kent told me that when Jay-Z and Big did Brooklyn's Finest, and they were in the studio together, and they were going back and forth for verses, Jay witnessed Big just lean back in his seat and just kind of, take one to the head and just kind of rock him back and forth. And then he said, I got it. Yeah. And then he saw him spit it. All right, we got Big Half on the line. What's up, man? How you doing? Big Half, you there? What's happening, man? What's your question?
I got a question for Alchemist.
What's up?
Hey, Big Dog. I heard in an interview with Madlib, he said if he were to die like Jay Dilla, he would have his son burn his shit up. How would you feel if you were on your deathbed forever, forever, and you had music out there still for people to hear, but you died? Would you have that shit released for other people to hear, or would you burn that shit?
That's ill. Burning it is a crazy idea. But you know what? I think about that sometimes. I think about, because, artists, they always try things like experiment with beats or songs. And I have a lot of shit in my computer that I hope nobody would ever hear. And I think about it like, damn, if I die there, my family's going to shake this computer upside down and dump every little unreleased beat. So, that's my theory on that is put all the music out now, because God forbid something happens. If you make history, they're going to want to hear. And I think it's good to let everything be heard. But the problem is, there's, even like with the case with Jay Dilla, like, I feel a certain way sometimes about it, because how do you know that he wants the world to hear that beat? Maybe he's going to change it. Maybe
how do you know that he likes that rapper? Maybe he doesn't want that artist.
You know what
I'm saying?
And
like,
he's not here to speak on that. But I mean, so those are the couple things I think about. But damn, Madlib said burning it. That's crazy.
That's crazy. What would you do, Kitty?
I feel like that's because I got a computer full of just demos and hooks, and like you said too, I got hooks that I probably, what I'm saying, I wouldn't want some people to hear too that I was demoing out. But it's like, I feel that way about just, when I hear other people's verses, I'd be like, yo, or would Pac or Big really even rock with that, or be on this hook or that beat or this, you know what I'm saying, and this and that type stuff. And I'd be thinking, like, if I was gone, would they really just sell all my hooks to anybody?
Yes,
like,
they will.
Yo,
as soon as I'm gone, it gets worse. The hype is there, so all that stuff is gonna sell easy work.
What do you think, Evidence?
The shit I have of me fucking all these bitches in my laptop, that's what I want everyone to see.
Them to see that, right?
Yes, that's what it is.
Because
music does not matter. Just put the porn out.
Yeah.
Let my name live
longer.
Yeah.
And that's the part we were talking about success earlier, when you said success varies for people. Some people, they might be a line outside of the Wilburn or whatever in L.A. or and to you, because I know when I met you, you were probably a virgin, and not by choice.
No, probably. No, really probably.
Yeah, probably was. And now when I saw you at the Rhyme Sayers
it was different.
Still a virgin.
It's still a virgin?
Still a virgin.
All right. And we hung out in the hotel room. We were talking about that, and, I got uncomfortable because...
Talking about his virginity?
Yeah.
In a hotel room with Evidence? Yeah, I'd be uncomfortable.
And Ono was there, too, right? Who else was there?
It's on Vine. Man. You got to watch it. It's a 6-second loop.
Remember, we were observing all of Static's hip hop tattoos.
Yeah, he got Gangstar on his arm.
He has mad rap groups on his body.
He actually has a Gangstar tattoo.
And we were confused because we didn't know if he was like the third, fourth member. We were like, wait a minute, it was Little Dap. Yeah. Where were you? Okay, you had to look back at the album cover.
It bothered me because I remember stopping him, and I never knew that Static had tattoos of other men's names on his body.
He has a group home on his ankle.
Yeah, and I was like, man, you don't have any female names on your body.
No, he
Like,
has,
Wait a second.
he has I used to love her.
Static Selector?
Yes, he has.
Yo, he got the
Thing
Gangstar
is-
logo on his arm. I swear
he has
to
Gangstar
God.
I seen him
logo.
last night. I'm glad I didn't hear this information.
No.
Yo, but he does have a lightning bolt on his hand that he
I
will
saw that,
punch
yeah.
your fucking face with.
I heard
you know
about
what
that
I'm
too.
saying? It's like it gives him momentum when he swings.
When he swings, and then the security came and was banging on the door, and when he answered the phone, remember he answered the phone in a proper voice or something, and
He's an amazing human.
Interview voice.
yeah,
Yeah.
great.
He's one of the dopest people I know for the record.
No,
Static.
absolutely, man. I love Static Selector. That's the homie, man. Man,
out.
Kid Ink, thank you for coming by this morning,
Appreciate
brother.
you, man.
And I'm
Definitely.
glad, absolutely. My own lane, man. You got a few bangers on that album. I want
Thank
to
you, man.
encourage people to pick it up.
I need to dig into that, man. I want to hear the
I
album.
got some records on there. I think I
sure,
got some
man.
stuff you really rock with.
I'm on it.
That's
Believe
what's
me.
up. And then when y'all make that collabo, man, let me know. Send it to us. We'll world premiere it.
Oh yeah,
All right.
we gonna get it in.
For sure.
Alchemist and Evidence, man. Y'all got to come back and hang out with me some
For
more,
sure.
man.
Love
because
to.
when I
I'd
see
love to.
y'all, it's like, damn, it's like it's family. That we
sure.
grew up together in this. You know what I
course.
mean?
Hell
And
yeah.
the fact that we're still in it, we're so blessed. But Evidence reminds me of stuff I don't want to go back to too. And so, but it's good to see you.
Oh, come on, man. I got my dollar. I'm straight.
You good?
Can I plug my album?
Please do.
Step Brothers Lord Steppington, January 21st. Pre-order fifthelementonline.com right now. It's doing well. Appreciate everybody. Love.
That's what's.
You're listening to Sway in the morning on Shade 45.